Hey, welcome to PNW Enduro. I'm going to give a quick review on the 2023 Sherco 300 SCF. I just clicked over 50 hours on this. So I think 50 engine hours is a good amount of time to let you know what I think of this bike so far. I'm going to go over 5 things I really like about this bike and 5 things I don't like. So let's get into this. So number one by far is the 300cc 4-stroke motor. To me, it is the perfect balance of lots of power but not being too much in the single track trails. It has smooth power delivery, and I'm just really happy with a 300cc 4-stroke. First bad thing I'm going to go over, thing I don't like. This is, I would say, the worst thing about this bike. The seat access is really cool, taking the seat off, but air filter access on this bike is awful. It's really hard to get this air filter out. You have to undo this knob, turn it, you got all these wires, and you basically gotta yank it out of there. Make sure you're not pulling on these wires, and putting it back in is a real pain too. Now this bike and the 2-strokes as well is due for new frame, new plastics in 2025, so they should be switching to a side access style like you see on the KTM and Beta, where it literally takes a few seconds to change your air filter. So I'm looking forward to that. Number 2 good thing would be the chassis and the frame. Just the overall handling of this bike is excellent. I really feel this is the best 4-stroke for single track enduro riding, mountain riding. It's one of the best handling bikes I've ridden. It turns really well. It's really responsive. I think the geometry on this bike is really good. Okay, number 2 bad thing is the pegs. Now we're getting into things that I'm just kind of be picky about. The stock pegs I don't like at all. They're really flat. I would find my feet were always coming off, so I always switch to these Flow Motorsports pegs, and they grip really well. It's just another expense when you get a new bike, because I just don't like the stock pegs. You'll notice here last ride I broke the shifter. Still have to switch a new shifter onto there. Number 3, factory edition, comes with a lot of good stuff, and one of those is the fan, which I think is good to have on any enduro bike. And you know, the 4-strokes can run hot, so having a fan is a bonus, and not having to buy that, not having to install it, it's already there. Number 3 bad thing, well, this bike does come with a lot of cool stuff being the factory edition. The skid plate it comes with, it does not have linkage protection like this SXS one I added. So to me, it's kind of pointless to have the bike come with a skid plate when I'm going to have to replace it anyways, because I want that linkage protection. Number 4 good thing, durability on the Shercos. Only 50 hours on this one, of course, but you see my 2-stroke in the garage. I'll give some examples. The rear wheel bearings I didn't have to do until I think it was 190 hours, and that 2-stroke now has probably 275 hours, and I haven't had to do the front wheel bearings. So the parts on the Shercos seem to last longer than other brands like the KTMs and Betas. So durability is a plus on the Sherco. Okay, number 4 bad thing, and again, I'm just being picky because keeping with the theme of this video, I gotta come up with 5 things. The stock grips are pretty uncomfortable, and they're not lock-on grips, which is pretty old school. Usually easy change, just throw some ODI lock-on grips, but the Sherco throttle cam is a lot different. And I found the cam that comes with the ODI grips, specifically for the Sherco, doesn't really work. Once you put it in there, it will bind as you twist the throttle. So I know there's companies that make aftermarket ones like ZRT, which I have on my 2-stroke, but the cam for the 4-stroke has not been available from them for some time. So I'm still running the kind of uncomfortable stock grips. Number 5 good thing is the looks of this bike. I really think the Shercos are the best looking bikes on the market. Maybe I'm biased, but they are really nice looking bikes. Number 5 bad thing, the KYB forks actually When I got this bike, the fork valving was really stiff. I actually struggled quite a bit on this bike for the first several rides. I was starting to get really frustrated with it. I ended up revalving them and running a little less oil than stock, and they're quite good now. But it is a pretty expensive thing to have forks done, especially considering my two-stroke 2021 is completely stock valving. I still run a little less oil than stock, but I did not have to revalve to be comfortable on that. So I'm going to give the forks as actually a negative, even though KYB makes a good quality product. The valving that Sherco spec'd on the 23s, I don't think was very good for trail riding. All right, that's it. Just a little quick video on my thoughts after 50 engine hours on the 2023 Sherco. Hope you enjoyed this little mini review. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.